Once again, Republicans get offended that something happened to them that they did to other people. You cannot make up this level of hypocrisy by the Republicans. I'm going to let the political mom break it down the way she does, but folks like Lindsey Graham like the ability to spy on people when it's not them. Let's say that. Watch this.
I find this absolutely hysterical that you posted this, that Biden's DOJ subpoenaed your phone records covering more than 2 years.
Yeah.
Then you posted these documents right here. And this right here is a grand jury subpoena attachment of Jim Jordan's records in which they got a grand jury subpoena for. And this here is the gag order in which they supplied Verizon Wireless with not telling Jim Jordan they were seeking his record. It seems like Jim Jordan has a big, huge problem with that right now, which I find so very ironic, Jim. And I can tell you why, Jim Jordan, that's not illegal to do. It's this case right here, Smith v. Maryland, because of something known as the third-party doctrine. And everything that the Biden DOJ did was absolutely legal, including the gag order. It also followed some kind of precedent. Now, what do I mean by that? I mean, you may not recognize this letter, but this letter was given to you, Jim Jordan. You requested to know why members of the U.S. House of Representatives and those 8 senators were given grand jury subpoenas and gag orders to the company. My problem with you, Jim, is why it didn't seem to be a problem with the Department of Justice did this to members of Congress in 2018. When the Trump DOJ got grand jury subpoenas and gag orders for Apple for the metadata of members of the Democratic Party and the House Intelligence Committee, including Adam Schiff and Eric Swalwell. Not just that, but their family members, their aides, including minors, had their information seized. Members of the press. Now, you can't sit here and tell me you didn't know about that, Jim. Now, Jim, you may not recognize this, but this right here is a transcript of a committee hearing that you were in attendance of. During this committee, it was brought up the vast information, subpoenas, and everything that happened to the Democratic members of Congress and journalists, former White House counsel, media, because you spoke in this committee and gave your own very vast opinion of the fact that you felt like it was a little bit of an overreach. But how come it's not an overreach now when they did the same exact thing, Jim? And just in case you forgot that you actually gave some testimony in here is you being introduced by the chair in this committee. Notably, you also agreed and had a yes vote on extending the Patriot Act and the U.S. Freedom Act. So what I truly say, Jim, is it seems like you're a bit of a fucking hypocrite. And if you think that leaving provisions in place for senators to sue over something that is absolutely legal, something that you absolutely signed on for with other members of the other party, then it just seems like your only problem is that it was against you and your party at that time, and that this really doesn't have anything to do with an invasion of privacy. It has everything to do with your feelings. This is your political mom. Educational purposes only, viewer's discretion.
That's the Republican MO. It's the constant hypocrisy. These are senators that wholeheartedly support things like the Patriot Act, and then go, "You're looking into our phone records?" Yeah, motherfucker. Were you not plotting with the president on how to overthrow the fucking U.S. government? I mean, yeah, we wanted to see what you guys were up to. And you got, I know she's not a senator, but you got Marjorie Taylor Greene walking out the front of the Capitol building that infamous night, heading into January 6th. We're not just going to let it transfer peacefully, she said in one interview. When she came out of that Capitol building, she talked about how they were all set to not allow this transfer of power to happen. Yeah, you guys needed to have your phones looked at. You needed to have your data seized. Fuck yeah. And you supported the acts that made that shit possible. So fuck you, Lindsey Graham.